if I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home, when I'm home.
The first ever Women's Falls Count Anywhere match in NXT UK history will be for the NXT UK Women's Championship. But let's go to the opening match, and that is Gallus leader Joe Coffey will go up against Sam Gradwell. And in the end, Kofi is the Coffey is the victor with that discus-like clothesline and has a gash over his left eyebrow. Proof that he was in a fight. Sanctioned Cruiserweight title match by Sid Scala and Kenny Williams and Amir Jordan step up. And again, why is there another recognized Cruiserweight title? Isn't Santos Escobar the true champ because he went to a tournament that Jordan Devlin, the reason why is because Jordan Devlin, had to give up his title. I understand that he has it and says that he's the true champion, but then why is the brand NXT UK acting as if that's the only championship? Like, at least NXT actually did kind of bring up Jordan Devlin. But what is this leading to? Is there going to be a match between the two guys, between both champions, to make a, because WWE? Is this how much they don't give a crap about NXT UK? Is that you're just going to let them just say, let's let them say that they have a championship? There's only one Cruiserweight championship. So what is this about? Very, very, I'm confused. Really, I really am. Now, look back at the brutal and classic championship match for the NXT UK title between Ilya Dragunov and Walter. And this match was a match that should put NXT UK on the map. And Dragunov put up a fight and nearly dethroned the champion. I wonder if a little more, eyes are now on the product now because of that match. Has that match been shown by the people who checked it out and loved the match? Do you even have a video on the WWE network, or is it just on the WWE YouTube channel? Yeah, where you have Shawn Michaels and you have Killian Dane, you have Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, you got Sheamus and Drew McIntyre giving their commentary and all loving the match. I mean, what's not to love? It's one of the most brutal, one of the most savage wrestling matches. It's like, the only thing that would have made it even better if it was like in a steel cage with a lot of blood and all that stuff. It would have been one of the, oh my god, would have definitely just blown everybody's mind. But the match still blew people's minds, but that would have been great. But the match itself was really just it's a visual, it's like a match that really is how wrestling matches should be. Just pretty much just stripped of every fancy thing, like fancy moves and high spots and all this stuff. It's just brutality. We know these guys bring it, and it's a war. It was an all-out war. Both of them came out of it. One had to only be the champion. Only one could be the champion, but they both pretty much came out winners. It's because the match was just that great. But now Alexander Wolf is backstage and he's trying to cut a promo in German, and then Joe Coffey and his boys are celebrating because Joe Coffey got the victory, and Joe Coffey gets called out by Alexander Wolf, and he says to him, "Who won?" He said, "You're bleeding. You call that a win?" And Coffey calls out Wolf and tells him that he costed an NXT title against Walter. I remember that. And this match may be booked sooner than later, the match between the two, next week maybe. Now, Pretty Deadly versus Ashton Smith and Oliver Carter, and I'm tired of Nigel's fawning and having an obsession over Pretty Deadly's looks. He's married, right? Just asking. pretty deadly win, and I must say Smith and Oliver remind me of that dogshit tag team, Private Party from AEW. Over telegraphed moves, too much setup, overrated. They got good moves. I think they're better than Private Party, but it's like their moves. They even did a move that Private Party does, and one of the guys I'm pretty deadly is just laying on the mat, waiting for him to perform the move. Like it took him at least 5 seconds. I mean, you can't get up. Just look up and then, you know what I mean? I hate that. I never thought that I would have to say that about NXT UK because I have nothing but high praise for it. But this is the first time that I've ever like just said flat out, just totally just, you know, call somebody out for a stupid looking you know, wrestling moves. You know, it's like, stop telegraphing it. Stop like sitting there and waiting for the guy to complete his move. It doesn't look natural. Now, Mark Andrews is furious because 8 months he was out and never knew whether or not he would return. And Webster knew the wild boar, or Mike as he put it. You know, he met the wild boar at age of 12. They built rings in his back garden. And in 15 years of friendship, now broken, and now they will break the hunt. They show a little thing where the Rampage has begun, as Rampage Brown made his debut last week, impressed a lot of guys, and guy who terrorized the indie scene in the UK for 20 years, and he made an impressive debut. To see what he does when he gets some real competition, because he, you know, the guy that he wrestled was that Jack Stars. You know, he's not. That guy has some promise, but he's not a guy that's proven yet. You know, so we'll see. Now, Levi Muir versus Saxon Huxley. Now Huxley challenged the late great Bruiser Brody. I was thinking that, and then, you know, Nigel McGuinness brings it up, and I go, yeah, exactly. And he is aggression personified. Jack Stars comes to the ringside area and cheers on his friend Muir, but this doesn't faze Saxon Huxley, and delivers a crushing lariat and pins Muir with ease. Now, the Heritage Cup finals and a recap of both men's journeys, A-Kid and Trent Seven, have earned their spots, and will do battle to be crowned this tournament's winner. And this will take place next week, along with the Cruiserweight title on the line. The Cruiserweight title that's officially Santos Escobar's. Again, what is going on with this thing? It's not what do you call it? It's been what do you call it? It was vacated because he couldn't come to the, you know, he couldn't, you know, I don't know. I'm just so confused. I don't even know how to put words together. What is going on with the two Cruiserweight champions? Maybe just change his title to a different name. Maybe. Now, final match, and that is the main event, a women's Falls Count Anywhere match for the NXT UK Women's title match. I think that they were trying to duplicate what Walter and Ilya Dragunov did, and in their own right, you know, their own thing. There was a lot of brutality in this match. Let's run it down. 446 days as the UK Women's Champion. That is Kaylee Ray. While Piper Niven attacks her, even before the bell rings, and as the bell rings, Piper dives through the ropes, takes out the champ. Pretty impressive, you know, hitting a, you know, suicide dive. Now, there's a nice sunset flip by Kaylee Ray from the outside barricade to the inside, but only for a near fall. And Piper is really being ultra aggressive, and it's making this match absolutely brutal for the champ. Even using the turnbuckle wrench, that thing they used to tighten it and do some damage on the champ's previously injured right knee. But the champ gets back into it and uses a chain to punish Piper, running it, wrapping it around Piper's eyes and mouth. But Piper dumps Ray backwards onto the trash can. The action spills to the outside and near falls, and damage being handed out, and even a fisherman buster to Niven is only good for a near fall. And even Ginny gets herself some of Piper, but Niven rids herself of Ginny, and the action goes to the backstage area, and both women use anything they get their hands on. Even Kaylee Ray tunes a guitar over the head of Piper Niven. But a Piper driver by Niven isn't even enough, delivering it and driving Ray into a chair. And Piper is set to deliver some damage as she and Ray are on the production trunk with the table below. But Ginny makes herself presence known again, and she strikes Piper from behind, and Piper Niven and Kaylee Ray fall and break through the table below. But Ray ends up on top of the challenger, her arm over Piper Niven, and the referee counts 1, 2, 3. And then when she gets her wits about her, the champion, she looks up and sees Ginny, and Ginny's just having that look like, I'm next. Like, she's definitely made her presence felt. Piper Niven won't get another shot. This was her second chance. Her last shot, probably, so it's probably going to be Ginny. And I would like to see that. I haven't seen Ginny in some time, maybe a few weeks. So it's good to see her. And Kaylee Ray is proving what a resourceful, resilient, ultimate opportunist. You know, when something happens, she just takes advantage of it. Hey, and I don't know about this one because she wasn't really conscious. You know, she fell to the table and her arm fell over Piper Niven and got the pinfall. But good addition of NXT UK. I didn't like some of the spots in the Pretty Deadly versus Ashton Smith and Oliver Carter. They got matching tights, you know, Oliver Carter and what they call it, looking like a team, but they lost. So they need to get rid of that stuff. They need to tighten it up. You know, don't take so long with trying to set up a move because it looks unnatural. But I could go on about that, but I'm not going to. But again, a very, very good edition of NXT UK. And looking forward to next week with the Cruiserweight Championship match. Let's see where that goes. And then we have other matches. I'm trying to remember what match is going to be next week. But that's one match. Maybe the Joe Coffey and his name Alexander Wolf. That'll be a hard-hitting match. I'll look forward to that one as well. And maybe Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster will take on the Hunt. I believe I did say that they were. Oh no, I think that they're gonna go have a tag team match, and I think Rampage Brown will probably continue to do his thing. I don't know, he didn't show up this week, but he may show up next week. But anyway, that's my video for my rundown and thoughts for NXT UK for November 19th, that's right, 2020. And for those of you who stopped by and checked out this video, I appreciate it. And in closing, as always, take care.